Good morning and a very warm welcome to the Breakfast Rundown on TV1. I'm Therunee Karunaratne. As always, we're coming to you live from our Newsfirst studios here in Colombo. Let's start off this morning's bulletin with international news. According to the latest update from the Delhi blast, India's Union Home Minister Amit Shah has said all angles are being probed in connection with the blast near the Red Fort in Delhi. Shah also visited the site where the explosion happened. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also been briefed by the Union Home Minister on the blast. Now, posting on X, Prime Minister Modi said, and I quote, "Condolences to those who have lost their loved ones in the blast in Delhi yesterday. May the injured recover at the earliest. Those affected are being assisted by authorities. Reviewed the situation with Home Minister Amit Shah and other officials," unquote. A high-intensity explosion took place in slow-moving vehicle outside the Red Fort in central Delhi last evening, killing at least 9 people and injuring more than 24 others. The blast, which took place in a white car at around 6:52 p.m., gutted several vehicles and sent panic through the busy area, crowded with commuters and tourists. The injured were taken to the LNGP hospital, a short distance from the site. Following the explosion, the cause of which was yet to be disclosed by the police, a nationwide alert was sounded, leading to enhanced security in crowded areas. India's premier terror probe agency, the National Investigation Agency or NIA, and the National Security Guard have joined these investigations. Mumbai, Kolkata, Bengaluru, Jaipur, Haryana, Punjab, Hyderabad, Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand are on high alert, and so is Bihar, which is set to vote on the second and final round of polling tomorrow. Authorities in Kerala have also directed the police to strengthen security across the state. All major railway stations across the country are also on high alert. The Central Industrial Security Force has put all the Delhi NCR installations, including Delhi Metro, Red Fort, government buildings and IGI Airport, under its security cover on high alert. Disturbing visuals showed bodies on the ground, severed body parts and mangled cars. The blast took place on a day a massive haul of 2,900 kilograms of explosives was found just 50 kilometers from the capital in neighboring Faridabad in Haryana. The 17th century Mughal-built Red Fort, also known as the Lal Killa, is located in the congested old quarters of Delhi and is a popular tourist destination. Located 6 kilometers from the parliament, it is where prime ministers deliver their annual Independence Day speeches. The area is also home to the Chandni Chowk market, one of the busiest and oldest markets in Delhi, which sees 400 to 600,000 daily visitors. The Delhi Police Commissioner and chiefs of the NIA and Intelligence Bureau are regularly updating the Home Minister about this situation. Allow me to shift your attention to the United States now. The US Senate has begun voting on a deal to end the government shutdown. This could lead to a final Senate vote later tonight, but it won't end there even if it reaches the required 60 votes. The House will then need to weigh in on the deal before it can be sent to US President Donald Trump to sign. The 41-day shutdown, the longest ever so far, has led government services temporarily suspended and about 1.4 million federal employees on unpaid leave or working without pay. While the Senate debates and votes to pass the negotiated resolution to the government shutdown, Americans across the country are still dealing with air travel chaos. Airlines have been ordered to cancel flights to ease air traffic control problems. Now, the latest data from FlightAware states that 7,992 flights have been delayed so far today, and another 2,255 flights have been cancelled. Air traffic controllers, who are federal employees, are working without pay during the government shutdown. This has exacerbated existing staffing issues. Now, earlier yesterday, US President Trump demanded air traffic controllers who are unpaid during the shutdown to get back to work and threatened to dock those who did not. In a post on his social media site, Truth Social, this morning, Trump spoke directly to the air traffic controllers who have been going without pay for weeks. He also promised to recommend a $10,000 bonus for air traffic controllers who had taken no time off during the shutdown. With that, let's move on to local news for this morning. Minister of Foreign Affairs Vijay Herath conveyed Sri Lanka's strong support for the Riyadh Declaration on the Future of Tourism adopted at the 26th session of the UNWTO General Assembly. During the minister's intervention, he briefed the Assembly on the importance of tourism and digitalization provided in Sri Lanka's current economic development agenda. Further, the Minister of Foreign Affairs highlighted that the declaration's policy and the strategic as well as implementational dimensions are well aligned with Sri Lanka's own digitalization and tourism policy orientation. Sri Lanka looks forward to the timely implementation of the declaration's key outcomes, including the reports on the use of AI and its impact on tourism, as well as the prospects for a future convention. Let's take a look.
Sincerely thank the government of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for the gracious hospitality and excellent arrangements for our engagement. I also take this opportunity to congratulate Ms. Sheikha Al Nawais, newly appointed Secretary General of the UN Tourism. As the youngest and first female Secretary General of the UN Tourism, your appointment marks a significant milestone for the organization. You may always count on Sri Lanka's support and contribution. At the same time, Sri Lanka also wishes to express our sincere appreciation and gratitude to the outgoing Secretary General, Mr. Sirasa, for his dedicated service and remarkable contribution to advancing global tourism over the years. Mr. President, we are in an era of unprecedented technological advancement. Artificial intelligence is now an enabling resource covering every sector, including travel and tourism. On the Riyadh Declaration, the government of Sri Lanka concurs with the draft Riyadh Declaration on the Future of Tourism and support its adoption. Tourism and digitalization are priority sectors in Sri Lanka's current economic journey. The integration synergizes the two sectors. The Cabinet of Ministers of Sri Lanka decided in October 2025 to establish a policy guideline to enable further the tourism sector through digitalization towards greater economic inclusivity. The draft Riyadh Declaration contains several policy, strategy and implementation aspects which align with Sri Lanka's digitalization and tourism policy orientation. The declaration also provides a sufficiently broad framework and thus leaves adequate space for development of national tourism plans integrated with AI and digitalization. Furthermore, the framework outlined in the declaration also provides as well as leaves adequate space for the development and implementation of national tourism plans. Sri Lanka looks forward to the key outputs of the declaration. In a timely manner, inter alia, the reports on the use of AI and its impact on tourism and on the prospect on a future convention.
And in more local news, the Department of Examinations says that evaluation activities for this year's GCE Advanced Level Examination are planned to begin before the conclusion of the examination period. Commissioner General of Examinations Indika Kumari Liyanage stated that the evaluation process will take place during the ongoing examination period. The 2025 GCE A-Level examination commenced yesterday and no complaints were reported on the first day. The examination will be conducted until the 5th of December across 2,362 examination centres island-wide. A total of 340,525 candidates are sitting for the exam this year, including 246,521 school candidates. In addition, 325 coordination centres and 32 regional collection centres have been established to facilitate this process. Commissioner General Liyanage also advised all candidates to arrive at their examination centres at least 1 hour before the scheduled start time and to be seated in their assigned places half an hour before the examination begins. Now, today marks the third day of the debate on the 2026 budget speech. The debate on the second reading of the budget is scheduled to continue for 6 days until the 14th of this month. The vote on the second reading of the 2026 budget is scheduled to take place at 6 p.m. on the 14th of November. The committee stage debate of the budget will be held from the 15th of this month until the 5th of December, spanning 17 days. Meanwhile, the final vote on the third reading of the budget is scheduled for 6 p.m. on the 5th of December. The 2026 budget speech was presented to Parliament last Friday by President Therunee in his capacity as the Minister of Finance. This marks the second budget of the new government and the 80th national budget of independent Sri Lanka. Let's move on to more local news. The group of fishermen arrested in Maldivian waters on suspicion of drug trafficking has not yet been handed over to the Sri Lankan authorities. Police stated that a team of officers from the Police Narcotics Bureau has already left for the Maldives to take custody of the suspects. The vessel and the group of fishermen are currently being held on a small island under the supervision of the Maldivian Coast Guard. Due to legal procedures in the Maldives, the suspects have not yet been officially handed over to the Sri Lankan authorities. Police further noted that no confirmed information has yet been received regarding the narcotics reportedly found on the vessel. The fishermen taken into custody are said to be residents of Negombo. Meanwhile, diplomatic discussions are currently underway to facilitate their transfer back to Sri Lanka. Minister of Public Security Ananda Vijaypala stated that the process is being coordinated through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and that an official letter has already been sent to the government of the Maldives in this regard. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Fisheries says that a special discussion has been convened today regarding the issue of drug trafficking taking place through multi-day fishing vessels. Deputy Minister of Fisheries Ratna Gamage stated that the discussion will be held between officials of the Ministry of Fisheries and security forces. The meeting is expected to focus extensively on addressing the growing concern over narcotics being smuggled into the country through multi-day fishing vessels. Now, the 11th edition of the India-Sri Lanka Joint Military Exercise Mitra Shakti 2025 officially commenced at the Foreign Training Node in Belagavi, marking another milestone in the growing defence cooperation between the two nations. The 14-day exercise is designed to enhance interoperability in joint operations, particularly in urban and semi-urban warfare environments, while fostering mutual trust and strategic alignment between the Indian Army and the Sri Lankan Army. This year's edition builds on the momentum of previous exercises, including the 2024 iteration held in Sri Lanka, which featured joint training between India's Rajputana Rifles and Sri Lanka's Gajabal Regiment. The 2025 edition further reinforces the strategic partnership between the two nations, highlighting their united efforts toward regional peace and strengthened military cooperation. Now, the Ministry of Health, meanwhile, says there is still a shortage of specialist doctors in several key fields, including anesthesiology, pediatrics, hematology and surgery. Deputy Minister of Health Dr. Hansaka Vijayamuni stated that the shortage has arisen partly because some doctors who went abroad for specialist training have not returned to the country. He further noted that many specialists have already also migrated in recent years due to the economic crisis faced by Sri Lanka. However, the Deputy Minister added that the number of physicians in general medicine remains sufficient to maintain the country's healthcare system. Now, the bus conductor involved in the accident in Thalava, Anuradhapura has been taken into police custody. Police stated that the conductor was arrested on charges of failing to prevent a student from travelling on the footboard of the bus, which resulted in the student's death. Investigations revealed that the student had been riding on the footboard and was run over by the same bus. The bus driver was also arrested yesterday evening, and both suspects are scheduled to be presented before the Tambutegama Magistrates Court today. The accident left 46 people injured, while 3 are reported to be in critical condition, according to Anuradhapura Teaching Hospital Director NCD Aryaratna. He further stated that among the injured are 9 school children. The accident occurred when a private bus travelling from Thalava to the 411 village met with an accident near the Jayaganga junction, carrying 47 passengers at the time. With that, let's move on to our weather forecast for today. The Met Department says that showers or thunder showers will occur at most parts of the island after 1 p.m. today. Fairly heavy falls above 75 millimeters are likely at some places in the Uber, southern, Sabaragamuwa and central provinces and in the Ampara and Batiklo districts. Showers may occur in the northern province and in the Trincomalee district during the morning hours as well. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in the western, southern, Sabaragamuwa, central and Uber provinces and in the Ampara district during the early hours of the morning. And as always, the general public is requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during thunder showers. Coming up next is sports news for this morning. First one-day international between Sri Lanka and hosts Pakistan will be played today. Sri Lanka is scheduled to play a 3-match ODI series against Pakistan as part of the ongoing tour. Following the ODI series, a tri-nation T20 tournament featuring Sri Lanka, Pakistan and Zimbabwe will also take place. Now, today's match will be held at the Rawalpindi Cricket Stadium in Pakistan and is set to begin at 3 p.m. Sri Lanka time. Well, that's a wrap of this morning's edition of the Breakfast Rundown on TV1. Thank you for joining us today. Do join us tomorrow as well, same time, same place, for more of the very latest from here at home and around the world. Take care. Have a wonderful day ahead.